Hi everyone, Dr. Craig from Elevate Chiropractic, and in today's video I'm going to give you a few of my favourite tips that you can try to hopefully reduce some headaches. Did you know that there are over 150 different types of headaches? Some of them are really quite rare, but some of the more common ones, well, at least that I see in practice, are due to some sort of postural neck stiffness, neck tightness, something along those sort of lines. So in this video, I wanted to give you a few of my favourite tips that I like to show people to hopefully try and reduce some of the tension and tightness and restriction in the neck that could potentially be causing headaches. So let's go and have a look at these. So if you've been suffering from headaches, one of the first things you can do is to start a headache diary. Now the idea behind this is quite simple. Whenever you get a headache, we want to write down what you've been doing previous to that, what you've been eating, how you slept, what you did the previous night if you wake up with a headache, just to see if there's going to be a pattern that could be causing some of the headaches that you've been suffering with. Once you figure out what this pattern may be, you can then go about trying to change that, addressing it, removing those foods that might be triggering your headaches. It's really about just trying to get to the cause of the problem, because once we get to the cause, we can then go about changing it. So one of the things that can often lead to headaches is your posture and muscular tension and tightness in the neck. Often these are your cervicogenic type headaches, or headaches that are caused by some sort of dysfunction in the neck. Now one of the simplest ways of trying to reduce muscular tension in the neck is by doing some basic stretches. And in this video I'm just going to show you a real simple approach to stretching your neck. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to take your neck through its normal range of motion. So we're going to go forwards, we're going to go backwards, we're going to turn to the left, we're going to turn to the right, we're going to tilt to the left, we're going to tilt to the right. Okay, now going to hold each of these for about 10 to 20 seconds. A really good time to do them is in the shower, because you're nice and warm and you're generally going to be a little bit more loose or limber. And also if you link having a shower after your neck stretches, then ideally you're not going to forget either. Sometimes if you're doing these neck stretches like we showed in a previous video, you may not be able to get enough of a stretch, and people tend to want to pull on their head, and I'm not really a fan of getting people to pull on their head too much. But in this video I'm going to show you a slight variation that you can do, which involves a little bit of pulling, but hopefully nice and gentle. And basically what we're going to do, this is a levator scapular stretch, and what we're going to do is we're going to look towards the opposite shoulder. So if I'm doing the left one, and then we're going to apply a little bit of downward tension towards your opposite armpit. And that's going to give you a nice stretch through here. And obviously if we're going to do the right side, we'll look down to our left armpit, pull in that direction just nice and gently, just until you get a nice stretch up through there. So try that. Again, you can hold that for that 10 to 20 seconds, maybe a little bit longer if you want to, but it's a really good way of just increasing that stretch through the neck a little bit. So another little hint with these neck stretches is if you find tilting down to the side doesn't quite give you enough of a stretch, I'm not really a fan of getting people to pull and traction here. But a nice way that you can increase the stretch a little bit is if you're going to reach behind you, you're going to grab your wrist and we're going to pull it this way, okay? So you're going to grab behind me, you're going to pull our arms out this way and tilt down. And this is going to give you a really much deeper stretch than if we were just doing it with our head only, okay? And the other side, again, we're going to pull out our wrist, so it depresses the shoulder, tilt down to the side, and again we're going to get that nice stretch through there. So it's just another useful way of increasing these stretches and doing it safely, so we're going to try not to aggravate your neck whilst we're stretching it. So another little added stretch you can do here is a scalene stretch. Now this is important because a lot of times people are going to use a lot of their accessory breathing muscles, including the scalenes, in order to breathe, rather than using our diaphragm and breathing into our belly like we ideally should do. So often if these scalene muscles are quite tight, they can give you some of this neck pain and neck stiffness, which can then obviously lead to headaches. So this stretch is a little bit different. What you're going to do is you're going to grab a weight. In this case I'm using a kettlebell. So we're going to let that depress the shoulder down. So we're going to let that shoulder hang. It's going to pull it down, create a little bit of tension. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take a big breath in. So we're going to activate these scalene muscles. And whilst we're holding that breath, we're going to tilt down to the side, and you're going to get a really nice stretch all the way up through the front side of the neck. Again, you're going to hold this for about that sort of 10-second mark, 10 to 20 seconds, and then see if that helps relieve some of that neck tension. So another little good neck stretch you can do here, it's called the chin tuck. Now often when we are looking at computers or looking at phones and our posture's not good, these muscles here get quite tight. We want to be able to stretch those and stretch them safely. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to be in nice good posture. We're going to pluck our chin in and get a nice stretch through here. So it's almost like you're trying to push your chin through the back of your throat, so to speak. You're going to push it back hold that for 10 seconds and then you can have a bit of a break and then do it again. This area can be quite sensitive, so you want to be quite careful with this. Try not to overdo it. So I'll do it a couple of times, see how you feel, and you can do more if you need to, but it's a really great way of just trying to counterbalance the effect of looking at our computers and looking down at our phones, which can be quite a common cause of headaches. So your posture or the positioning of your shoulders and your head can be a big determining factor of your headaches, or could be an aggravating factor of your headaches. So a nice little tip here is often when people are standing around waiting, we often are going to have our hands folded like this. What we do when we're in this position is our shoulders are forward, okay? And this way I'm going to put tension across your shoulders and up the base of your neck here. So an alternative to this, which can be a bit weird but it definitely helps a lot, is to have your hands on your chest somewhere like this. Okay, so rather than crossing, we're going to have the hands here. You can do whatever position you want with your hands. I often do, or do this, or do this one. But in this position here, my shoulders are in that sort of back and down position. It's almost impossible to slouch with your hands here. So as a little tip here, rather than having your arms folded while you're waiting for something or on the side of the soccer field or your sports field, have your hands here, be in better posture and hopefully avoid aggravating that neck and shoulders and hopefully reduce some headaches. So there you have a few of my favourite tips to hopefully try and reduce some headaches. So try those stretches, see how they go. Of course, if you've been suffering from headaches and you want to find out any more information, please feel free to give me a call, comment down below. Any questions you may have, I'll do my best to answer those for you. Of course, if you would like a full assessment or a chiropractic assessment, feel free to give the clinic a call and I'll do my best to help you out.